this thing on? Is this thing on? What is good, YouTube? And welcome to the Wrestling with Fans podcast. Pro wrestling podcast created by fans for fans. From a fan's perspective, my name is Kyle. And if not for potential copyright strikes, be playing Eric Bischoff's old WWF theme. I'm back. I'm better than ever. Well, maybe not better than ever. We'll see. We'll see how things play out. Oh, what is good, everybody? Power Gaming, Downfall Wrestling. What is good, my friends? I have missed you guys. So for those who didn't see the video, I'll start off with this. We'll just do a little peek behind the curtain. Not that curtain back there. That curtain goes out into the hallway. But a peek behind my curtain. So last Monday, I had to postpone the stream. I had some stuff to take care of away from the show. And I'll probably, I won't give a lot of details, but long story short, I'm getting weight loss surgery. All right. I'm starting the process to get weight loss surgery. So that's where I was last Monday. So I was going to push the stream to Tuesday night. Tuesday morning, I wake up and I am in severe pain. I broke a tooth over here, down in here, one of my molars last year. So Tuesday I woke up with an infected tooth. And for those who've never had the displeasure of tooth pain, excuse me, it's not fun. In fact, it downright sucks. So basically Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I was just dealing with ridiculous tooth pain. Friday, I was lucky enough to be able to have it extracted. So I spent the last week, this past weekend. Happy belated 4th of July to all you wonderful people out there. Yeah, down for it. Tooth pain sucks. It's not fun. So I spent the 4th of July weekend eating mashed potatoes and mac and cheese because I couldn't really chew anything because of my broken tooth. But luckily, it is out. I'm on day 4 since the surgery. And I'm still not 100%. I can't really chew regular food. I mean, I've had Five Guys and I had Chipotle last night. So I'm trying to get back eating to regular foods. But I'm still probably a couple of days away from that. But the worst part is I've got 2 others up here that need to be taken care of. And my last wisdom tooth on this side still needs to be taken care of. But I'm going to do that sometime next month. So that is where I was last week. To the point where I didn't even feel like putting together something as far as an audio podcast. So there was nothing last week, and I apologize for that. But again, like I said, I'm taking the first steps for a weight loss surgery, dealing with broken tooth. It hasn't been fun at all. At all. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk wrestling. And we got Great American Bash on, which you can't see from this camera angle. But I got the Great American Bash on back there. I'll probably watch it after the show's over. Really looking forward to the Great American Bash show. It looks like a really fun show. But since I wasn't around last week, I got a lot of catching up to do. And I know I'm going to miss a lot of stuff. But let's talk some breaking news. TMZ broke this earlier today. Jimmy Uso was arrested last night for DUI in Pensacola, Florida. Jimmy Uso arrested for DUI Monday in Pensacola, Florida. Uso, whose real name is Jonathan Fatu, was pulled over after allegedly running a red light, and police say he was clocked driving 50 miles per hour in a 35 mile per hour zone. TMZ noted the following in the docs. Officers say during subsequent questioning, they smelled booze on the 35-year-old, so they asked him to exit his Dodge Charger. Cops say when Uso got out of his vehicle, he was noticeably swaying, and claims that Uso had told them he had consumed, quote, multiple beers before getting behind the wheel. Officers say Uso went on to bomb field sobriety tests, so they arrested him. In the court docs, cops claim Uso's blood alcohol content breath tests came back at .202 and .205, well above Florida's legal limit of .08. Uso was booked on a misdemeanor DUI charge, and his bond is currently set at $500. Starting next week, Jimmy Uso will star in .205 Live. Yes, that joke's been going around the internet all day. .205 Live. And now, this is Jimmy's second DUI arrest in the last 3 years. So it'll be really interesting to see how this is handled as far as the ongoing story with Brother Jay and with Roman Reigns. He's been an integral part of the main SmackDown storyline over the last several months, so it'll be interesting to see how WWE handles it, how they proceed with Jimmy in this storyline, at least for the next couple weeks, maybe a couple months. It's really sad. It's quite sad. Let's see what else we got here. Vince McMahon is reportedly very high on the Eva Marie and Doudrop storyline. This is coming from PW Insider. McMahon initially wasn't sold on the angle and has since changed his mind. He especially, quote, loved it when Doudrop stood up to Eva a couple of weeks ago during a tag team match. McMahon is also reportedly super impressed with Doudrop individually following her recent call-up from NXT UK. Of course, Doudrop, formerly known as Piper Niven from over across the pond. Which means that she'll get the classic 3-week push before getting buried completely. TEW Wrestling, welcome, my friend. Good to see you in here. What other fun new stuff? Let's talk. I'm going to talk about Raw. I'm going to pull up the Raw results. I had them up, and I lost them. It's Monday Night Raw. A lot of people are talking about Monday Night Raw today for a lot of the wrong reasons. There was quite a bit good stuff on Raw, and there was quite a bit of bad stuff on Raw. Let's talk the good. Kofi and Xavier versus Bobby Lashley and MVP main eventing. It's a great match. Still not sure exactly where this story is going, but I genuinely enjoyed the match. Also good. Drew McIntyre and Jinder Mahal finally facing off. Ever since the modern day Maharaja has been back, fans have clamored for a clash between the former 3-man band 3MB members. Unfortunately, Heath Slater is no longer with the company, so we won't get that 3MB reunion, at least as of now. Also good, the Morrison and Ricochet match. Did not like the finish, the count out. However, the match itself, great. I'd love to see more Morrison and Ricochet. Also on the good, AJ Styles and Riddle. I would love to see more AJ Styles and Riddle. I really enjoy that dynamic. Thought those two had a pretty damn good match. And the final good, which we did not see. However, in the pre-Raw Dark match that we did not get to see, it is being reported that making her return from another devastating ACL knee injury, the one and only Tegan Nox wrestled in a dark match before Raw went live. going one-on-one with Toni Storm. So it seems that Tegan is poised for a comeback, whether or not she'll be on Raw or SmackDown or she'll return to NXT remains to be seen. I mean, the Great American Bash is going on as we speak. What better time to have Tegan Nox make her return to NXT than during the Great American Bash? But it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see where they bring her back, where she ends up. Oh, man. Oh, what else we got bad? Riker and R-Truth, Cedric Alexander and Elias. Riker pin Cedric in a minute. Cedric deserves better. Also bad, Mason T-Bar, who are at one point recently kind of seemed to be poised to move their way up in the tag team division on Raw, losing to Lucha House Party in 3.5 minutes. And I mean, this could be a sign that they want to go with Metalik and Dorado as opposed to Mason T-Bar, bumping them up in the tag team hierarchy. It's possible. But, yeah, it wasn't long ago Mason T-Bar seemed like they were set for a pretty good run there in the tag division. But apparently that seems to have stopped as well. And then the because reasons. Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley in their crutch lightsaber fight. I love Charlotte Flair. I love Rhea Ripley. However, WWE Creative is making it so hard to like either one of them. I don't think either woman has any real redeeming qualities in this storyline that they're doing right now. At one point, we were made to believe Charlotte was the heel and Rhea was the babyface. However, babyface Rhea Ripley was the most unlikable person of the two. And now it seems like they've kind of done a switch. Charlotte may be the babyface, trying to get sympathy with the injury talk with that in her promo on Monday, and Rhea coming out to attack her being the heel. WWE is really dropping the ball with these two. I don't know why they're not touching on this whole redemption story between Rhea and Charlotte. It practically writes itself. All they'd have to do is touch into last year's WrestleMania. Rhea Ripley, arguably the hottest female in NXT. One of the, behind maybe Becky Lynch, only behind Becky Lynch. Rhea was like the number 2 hottest female in the entire company. Charlotte wins the Rumble, challenges Rhea, and then beats her at WrestleMania, and then Rhea kind of went into a downward spiral on NXT. Didn't really do much with her after losing the title until being called up to the main roster. They have a whole redemption story arc that they could tell between those two. It would fit perfectly with the narrative and the type of narrative that WWE can tell and has told before in the past. However, for whatever reason, they're hell-bent on doing whatever it is that these guys are doing right now. I have no clue what exactly is going on, what the ultimate outcome is. I mean, we all know Charlotte. We all know who Charlotte Flair is. We know what Charlotte stands for. We know what Charlotte's goals are. We know what she's after. WWE has yet to give us any type of motivation, any type of defining characteristics of Rhea Ripley. What's her motivation? What drives her? What is her ultimate goal? We don't know anything. We just know that she likes to come out and talk shit to Charlotte. And she, dresses like a metal chick from like the 80s. That's really about all we know about Rhea Ripley. There's nothing really to go off of. And I think they're taking somebody like Rhea Ripley, who could easily be the top woman in the entire company. She has all the gifts. She has all the talent. She has a very unique look. She has that it factor to make her a top not only female star, but top star in general in WWE. And my personal opinion, and a lot of other people feel this way too, is that they are just completely dropping the ball with Rhea Ripley. They're not giving her anything good to work with. You know, the old adage is try to make chicken salad out of chicken shit. Well, it's not happening right now. So I'm hoping that maybe once we get through Money in the Bank here in a couple weeks, that we can just move on from these two and maybe just dive into the character. Like, who is Rhea Ripley? Like, that's really what I want to know, and that's what a lot of other fans want to know too. So we'll see how things play out. I really hope that that's something that we get in the near future. Because again, they're just doing her a total disservice. And the other because reasons, Drew McIntyre talking that his sword, which was stolen by Jinder Mahal, is also the same sword that it's made from a tooth of the Loch Ness Monster. That is actually a thing. That's a thing. And I can only imagine Vince McMahon sitting backstage. That's such good shit. That's all. I don't know. I I don't get it. I Speaking of writers, that just reminded me. That just reminded me of something real quick. A couple weeks ago, I talked about. Let me see if I still have the info saved here. One of the writers that was recently hired by WWE, in a podcast interview, talking that she knew absolutely nothing of wrestling, and it didn't matter that she didn't know anything about wrestling. Oh, yeah, I know I saved this here. I can't remember. I'm trying to remember her name. Okay, apparently I didn't save the information. Well, she got fired. But then a couple of days, I talked about this, I think like 2 weeks ago here on the show. She got fired. Which I think is hilarious. That she was brought in to be a part of the Raw writing team. She didn't even know who the champion was. And says the inside part out loud and ends up losing her job over it. All right. I'm going to try to pull up something cool I've wanted to do, but I got a couple quick little stories here I want to run down that I missed last week. So I'm playing catch up from last week. It says here, Triple H offered to help Jon Moxley following 2019 post WWE. Renee Paquette, who you all may know as Renee Young, said that even after Moxley left WWE, there were times that Paul Triple H Levesque pulled her aside to see if Moxley needed any help. Renee says, Hunter kept checking in to make sure Jon was okay. If he needed anything, they would have been able to help him in any kind of capacity, she said. It was nice to know that Olive Branch was still extended and it wasn't that heat-seeking thing that everybody thinks that it is. We all spent so much time together and nothing bad went down. So this is in reference to in 2019 after Dean Ambrose, a.k.a. Jon Moxley, left WWE. He ended up getting a staph infection, getting MRSA in his elbow, which cost him his match with Kenny Omega at All Out. So even after leaving the company, Triple H, through his wife, still checking in to make sure that that Jon was okay and that if he needed any help. So I think that's pretty cool that Triple H is the kind of guy that is still extending that olive branch even after people leave the company. If you also remember a couple weeks back, I talked about CJ Perry, formerly known as the Ravishing Russian Lana, had a bunch of things she wanted to get off her chest post WWE, stuff that she got to speak out about after being fired. It says Lana speaks out about getting in trouble with WWE about her engagement photo and Vince McMahon changing storyline after filming material with Chelsea Green. Says here, I didn't even put a picture up. I just sent it to my friends, and then I guess someone leaked it. I never ever put it up. TMZ got a hold of it. Basically, TMZ said we were engaged, and so the story got cut, and we got blamed for it. Personally, I got blamed. It's insane. She goes on to say, I got in trouble for that. I wasn't on television for 3 months, and I was on television straight for 2 years. I was made to feel it was all my fault. I had to take the blame, and for years I thought maybe it was my fault. For years. And then we did the Bobby Lashley story and had given Vince my word that I would not take a picture with someone I am feuding with or send it to anyone. If I take it, it's not leaving my phone, and I gave him my word that I'm not going to do that anymore, so my word is all that I have. She goes on to talk about Vince changing booking plans. She says here, one time Natty and I did a whole segment with Mickie James, and they debuted Chelsea Green. So Natty and I were at the Performance Center. I was managing Natty. It was the first time I was managing her, and Chelsea was supposed to debut with Mickie, and we did it all. We went home. I'm in bed, and we get a call from one of the writers that they're cutting it. Vince looked at it, and he went, nope, cut the whole thing. And we had to go back and film another backstage, all of it. Chelsea didn't debut. It was constantly weird stuff. And that is from her recent interview that she did on Talk is Jericho, which, of course, if you leave WWE, the first thing you do is appear on Chris Jericho's podcast, Talk is Jericho. And finally, this is from this past Friday. Triple H discusses Samoa Joe's new NXT role. In talking to the New York Post, Triple H said that the plan was for Joe to work behind the scenes for NXT was something that was being talked about prior to Joe being released in April. It was something that we were already talking about anyways, he said, and what people tend to focus on, because it's the visual, is in the front of the camera, the character side of it. But what Joe and I had been talking about for a long period of time before COVID, probably from the time he started in WWE in general, is that he's a very smart guy and that's very business-oriented. He has a level head and all of those things. And we discussed what is the future like and how can we help build the future. And he was enamored with the other side of the business and what we do. There was an opportunity for him to transition, no different than you would say, well, he was released from this pitching contract and started managing the team and became a coach. It's a similar situation. And in another interview, and I don't know if I still have the info saved. Here we go. Yep, this is also going into the Samoa Joe Triple H. During an appearance on Out of Character with Ryan Satin, Joe said he was relatively calm about his release, but when he sent a text to Triple H, that's when everything changed. Essentially, Triple H said he wanted Joe in NXT. I sent some company farewell texts to people saying, hey, pleasure working with you, some genuine people that I really, really enjoyed working with, and just some in general. Hey, thanks, I'm sure we'll talk down the road at some point, or something like that. I got a text back from Triple H saying, hey, give me a minute, getting out of a meeting. We had a brief conversation, which was essentially like, give us a little bit of time, I'll work out a package, and we'll talk soon. Joe replies, all right, that's totally fine, I have no problem with that, and it led to his return to NXT. So basically, as soon as Joe got released, the ball started rolling. It was put in motion for him to make his return. So not only is Joe working as an on-screen character as William Regal's muscle, he's also working behind the scenes in NXT, helping, mentor and bring along the next generation of talent. So I was very happy to see Joe back. I talked about it a couple weeks ago when he first returned. But it looks like he has a more prominent role in the company right now as far as training and helping down NXT, which is great. I love Samoa Joe. I was first introduced to him back in his days in TNA. Was a big fan of him then. I was really excited to see him come to WWE. Pretty sad when he got released, but it seems that Triple H was trying to get him in NXT, and potentially Nick Khan, just my own take here, Nick Khan just came along and said, we don't really need it anymore. And Triple H is like, nah, not so fast. I want him. He's mine. So it's good to see Joe back in NXT, and it's good that we get a little bit of insight into the goings on behind the scenes there. So it's a pretty fun story. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. Now, what I'd like to do here, let's take a pause for the calls, because we are going to talk about the brand new streaming schedule here, guys. If you checked out the little video, the state of the podcast video that I posted yesterday, it's Tuesday. You know what that means. It's the new night. It's the new home of Wrestling with Fans. As I said in the video, most of you guys that watch the live streams are Raw and SmackDown guys. Most of you don't really get into NXT or AEW, even though NXT is my personal favorite program on right now, wrestling, and it's on right now. So I'm going to miss out on watching NXT live, but I'm going to do it for you guys. So instead of going head-to-head with the first hour of Raw, I'm going to go head-to-head with the first hour of NXT. So every single Tuesday and every single Thursday, it's going to be the Wrestling with Fans podcast live stream, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on the Wrestling with Fans YouTube channel. So mark your calendars for right now. Tuesdays and Thursdays are going to be the nights for the show. And of course, follow us across all the social medias. Facebook.com/Wrestling with Fans. Hawk smash that like button to keep up to date with everything we do here on the show. Of course, if you're watching the live stream, you already know. Give the video a thumbs up. If you're watching the stream and you haven't given us a thumbs up, go ahead and give the video a thumbs up. Comment. It helps with the algorithm. It helps us get seen by more people live. Brings in more, bigger audience. If you're listening to the audio version of this, make sure you head over to youtube.com/Wrestling with Fans. Have a super click party all over that subscribe button. You can click the little bell icon. Set your notifications to always, to be notified anytime a new video goes up, anytime we go live, or any other fun stuff, any other good content coming here to Wrestling with Fans. You can also follow us over on the Instagram. Instagram.com/Wrestling with Fans. I kind of slacked on Instagram last week. Again, I already talked about why at the top of the stream. But give us a follow over on Instagram. We'd love to have you on board over there. Also, download or stream the audio show at any time on our website, WrestlingWithFans.com. New audio shows are posted every single Saturday morning at 6:05 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Start your weekend off right with the Wrestling with Fans podcast. Or you can take us on the go. Download us on your favorite podcast listening device. The little phone gimmick you got in your pocket or in your hand. Get us wherever you get your podcast fixed. We're on Apple, we're on Google, we're on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, wherever you get your podcast fixed. Just search Wrestling with Fans podcast. And finally, last but certainly not least, you can shoot us an old-fashioned email. WWFshow@gmail.com. If there's any topics you want to hear me talk about, if there's any questions you have, like I've been saying this a long time, I'd love to do a Q&A. So if you got like random questions you'd like to get answered or things like that, you can email us at WWFshow@gmail.com or reach out. You can DM us on Instagram. You can instant message the Facebook page. I think they're all owned by Facebook anyway, so you send a message to one or the other. I'm going to get it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hey, Salme, welcome to the stream, my friend. Good to see you. Thank you for following the show. I really appreciate that. But now what I'd like to do. Let's bring this out. A little something new we're going to do here on the channel. a little something new we're going to do here on the channel. We are going to be doing memes of the week. We'll go through, show off some of the coolest wrestling related memes that are on the interwebs. And then they'll be posted as a separate video to the YouTube channel. So let's go ahead, bring in the first one. These are like super hot memes right now. The Fast Saga family memes with Vin Diesel. The Undertaker's streak was strong, but there's nothing stronger than family. And why is that not working? Give me a second here, guys. I thought I had this set up. Apparently not. Give me 1 second here. Gotta set up my hotkeys. Oh, I knew I'd forget something. Alright, there we go. Let's try this. Bam. And even more from the Fast Saga meme train. What is more important is family. It's all about the Vin Diesel family memes right now. This is the other one. I still got to do a little research on this, but I've seen them all over the internet. I think they're hilarious. Should have never smoked that shit. Vince Russo just made me WCW World Champion. If you know the history about this, let me know, because I need to go on, like, What Do You Meme and find out the history, because these memes are everywhere. I should have never smoked that shit. There's another hot meme going around right now. I kind of like this one, too. When you order something online versus when it arrives. Now, of course, for those of you who may be seeing this for the first time, Jon Moxley just recently shaved his head bald. The beard's in nice and thick. And that picture there with the leather jacket kind of looks like it's like Amazon versus Wish, which we have one of those coming up here in just a minute. And this one is, if it wasn't so sad, it would be really funny. But Johnny Ace deciding who to fire each month. Courtesy Mercy Buzzer 13. I'm going to give credit to those who make the memes if I know who it is. I apologize for those who may not get credit because there was no credit given where I found them. So thanks to Mercy Buzzer 13 for this one. Johnny Ace deciding who to fire each month. It's kind of drawing random names out of a hat, which at this point doesn't seem too far from the truth. We have this one. Lana reveals the text she got from Vince McMahon after WWE release. Get fucked, Lamau. Get fucked. Such good shit, pal. Yeah. Now they need to say anything about that one. I should have never smoked that shit. Now I tore both my quads walking down in the ring at the 2005 Royal Rumble. Still one of the craziest things that's ever happened in professional wrestling. The 2005 Royal Rumble ending got botched with Cena and Batista. Vince storms in the ring. As he climbs in the ring, he blew out one quad. And then while standing up, he blew out the other quad. So, of course, he was forced to just sit there on the mat like a total tool bag. And I'm sure he was fuming. Surprised we didn't see steam coming out of his ears. And we got another one of these. Can't believe he'd do family like that. Vince and Stephanie. I think that was an Armageddon pay-per-view. Vince versus Stephanie. I mean, Dom can't believe he'd do family like that. And I can't either. I really can't either. And of course, the Wyatt family. More of these family memes. Do you guys have some cool wrestling memes? Shoot them to us on Instagram, message us on Facebook, email us wwfshow@gmail.com. I'd love to showcase some of y'all's memeing abilities. Speaking of family, never should have smoked that shit. Now I'm part of the family. So it's like the best of both. And of course, both guys are now sporting the Cody Rhodes Nightmare Family tattoo on their necks. This is like the perfect current wrestling meme right now because it is like the best of both of the hottest wrestling memes out. We're back to the end there. I had one more. I don't know why it's not there. Let me see if I can find this. I had a couple other good ones. I guess I must have deleted it on accident. So if you have any good wrestling memes that you would like to be showcased here on Wrestling with Fans, DM us on Facebook, DM us on Instagram, email us at wwfshow@gmail.com. And again, these videos will be posted as a separate video later in the week. So if you missed the live version during the live streams, you can always check them out. If you enjoyed it, thumbs up, all that good stuff. So if you guys want to see more meme stuff, make sure you let me know. I'd love to do some more meme stuff. I'm all about the memes, the memes, as some people say. Salme says here, I listened to Punk Rock MBA's interview with Tommy N, formerly known as Alex Black. How was that? I know when Zelina Vega returned on Raw, which I totally just didn't even bring up. He did an interview. He was live on their Twitch channel. They have a Twitch channel together. He was live on Twitch right after that, saying that he doesn't seem to be in any hurry to come back to WWE, but we'll see what happens. Let's see if anything else good is going on. Let me do a quick live look in. Looks like we are set for the LA Knight versus Cameron Grimes to the moon match, where if Cameron Grimes loses, he's going to have to be LA Knight's butler, which of course we know that's going to happen. Because you can't have $1 million champion without a Virgil. Should be pretty good. Should be pretty good. I'm looking for. I kind of want to turn around and watch this match, but we live here on the YouTubes, peoples. But that's really all I have as far as wrestling news, podcast related stuff. I guess add in one thing. In 2 weeks' time, it's been announced that AJ Styles and Omos are finally going to defend those Raw Tag Team Championships against the Viking Raiders. Viking Raiders won that Battle Royal last month in June. So we've got the match set up. It's going to happen in 2 weeks on Raw. And that's really the only other thing I've seen, just kind of scanning through everything. I had a lot of stuff pulled up, and then I kind of went through it pretty quick. But all I know, the one thing I do know, is because we are in the last week of the Thunderdome. We are in the last week of the Thunderdome. So next week, probably next Thursday on the 15th, we'll do a special Thunderdome retrospective episode. Because it will be the final. This coming Friday SmackDown the 9th is the final SmackDown in the Thunderdome. Monday's Raw, the 12th of July, is the final Monday Night Raw from the Thunderdome. Because, guys, in a mere 10 days, we get live crowds back. Sleeping Collectibles, what is good, my friend? The Thunderdome. Welcome to Thunderdome, bitch. I am super excited for live crowds. That is all I got to say. We are 10 days away from getting live crowds back in the arenas. WWE is going on tour. Are they coming near you? I know they're not coming near me here in Western Maryland. We're not getting anything close by. I'm surprised they're not coming to D.C. or Baltimore, because I'd be tempted to go just to see live WWE wrestling again. But I am super excited for live crowds. But next Thursday we'll kind of do a retrospective looking back at the Thunderdome era, which started about, I guess, 15, 16 months ago, sometime around March of last year, so 16 months ago. We started the Thunderdome era, and now it is finally... Wait, I can't reach him. I was going to grab my Rock figure. Finally, the fans have come back to WWE. And of course, on that stream also, we will talk about some of the surprises I'm hoping we'll get. Like, I'm fully expecting a Becky Lynch return either on that SmackDown or the Raw after. Of course, Money in the Bank is next Sunday as well. So you got SmackDown on the 16th, Money in the Bank on the 18th, Raw on the 19th. So 3 out of 4 days, we're going to get 3 big shows in 4 days, kicking off the return of fans to the arena. I can't wait. That is the thing I'm looking forward to the most. At this point, I'm honestly just trying to not hate wrestling. You know, I praised the Thunderdome at first. There was a point last year where I actually praised Raw when a lot of other people had turned it off. I was like, man, Raw's been good. Last summer, I thought there was a good stretch of Monday Night Raw episodes. They weren't bad. They weren't like the greatest shows ever, but I thought they were putting on pretty good work. But now, Raw is borderline unwatchable. Salome says, I can't wait to see the fans back. Me either. I'm super stoked to see fans back. Like, that is the one thing I've waited for a long time. That is the one thing that has been lacking from this current product. I don't want to go too deep down this rabbit hole because I've already kind of got notes to talk about it, but I am really curious, really curious how WWE's booking is going to go starting next week. Because for the last 16 months, WWE has basically had carte blanche to do whatever they want. They get the fan reactions that they want. If you guys remember, early on in the Thunderdome, I actually signed up. I still get the emails weekly to sign up for a seat at the Thunderdome. I wanted to do it once. And I had talked about it, that it was weird because you have a producer in your ears telling you, let's see those thumbs up, let's see those thumbs down, let's get some cheers, let's see some energy. Like, I get like asking for energy and getting the fans hyped up so the screens look like they're very active. I get all that, but the producer in your ear was telling you who to cheer for and who to boo. Now, most of that kind of lines up with what you would typically get from a live crowd. There wasn't too many that I can remember off the top of my head where they were asking fans to give a reaction that they probably wouldn't have otherwise given. But once the actual crowds come back, the crowds are going to quickly dictate who they want to see, who they like, who they don't like, and who they got that go-away heat that they don't want anything to do with. And I'm really curious how WWE is going to handle that live crowd. Because for over, a year and a half almost, we've been sitting and patiently waiting to get back in the arenas. And AEW's done a great job at Daly's Place. I'm super happy with what they've done. Even when they've had a couple hundred, maybe 1,000 or 2 in there. I think the last pay-per-view was around 5,000, I believe. Don't quote me. Just kind of going off of memory. They've done great. with their live crowd. I'm not sure why WWE hasn't pulled the trigger sooner to get a small arena there in the Orlando, Florida area and done something very similar. I mean, they've been doing it on NXT. NXT since the last takeover has had a small crowd of maybe 100 or so people there at the Capitol Wrestling Center. So I'm not sure why WWE hasn't done something similar sooner. The fact that they're letting AEW do it first goes against just about anything you think of Vince McMahon. He's always got to be the first at everything. But I quickly think that fans are going to start dictating. And WWE is going to have to make some changes because I'm going to go and predict. Initially, I think there's just going to be full arenas. Like these shows are going to sell out ultimately, I believe. Just because people want to see live wrestling. But if they keep these asinine booking decisions and storytelling, people are going to quickly fly away in droves. I mean, they already are from the TV product. Maybe a live audience with a live crowd will help boost TV ratings, if that's still a thing. People haven't really talked about it much since NXT moved to Tuesdays. It's like ratings don't really matter unless it's like the lowest rated Raw in history, which is about the only time you really hear about ratings anymore. But again, we're going to save that for another time. I'm going to go ahead and wrap the stream up here. I don't really have anything else to talk about. I kind of burned through everything pretty quick. Salman says, you should listen to Tommy in an interview if you're into wrestling and hardcore punk. I am not much of a punk rock guy. I have a very eclectic taste in music. Like, I am all over the board. Like, on my phone now, like, I don't have Apple Music. I pay YouTube Premium, so I get YouTube Music. But I've got stuff from, like, Metallica and Disturbed and Dream Theater and Cold. I've also got, like, a bunch of country on here. Current. Not maybe not modern. Maybe, like, 2015, 2016. I haven't really listened to much stuff in the last couple years. But I've got like NSYNC and Backstreet Boys and Halsey and all kinds of crazy stuff. But hardcore punk is not anything I normally listen to. I usually listen to heavy metal, hard rock. That is probably my genre of choice. I mean, I've got a Metallica tattoo, so you know, it just kind of shows you what I listen to. I might have to check that anyway. I always like listening to interviews. I don't even really listen to a lot of music. I usually listen to podcasts. Wrestling podcasts, conspiracy podcasts, just because they're fun. One of my favorite shows is non-wrestling related. It's Fake Doctors, Real Friends. For any of you guys who ever watched the show Scrubs, Zach Braff and Donald Faison have been doing a podcast. It is absolutely brilliant. I love that show. It's one of my all-time favorite shows. I've got the entire cast of pop figures. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. I haven't done that in a while. Maybe I need to bring back some old classics from this show where we would promote a really good podcast to listen to. Like Jeff Jarrett's podcast is amazing. If you guys aren't listening to My World, you're missing out. Jeff Jarrett is such a great storyteller. But maybe I'll start bringing that back to the show. Some segments. Podcast recommendation of the week, WWE Network pick of the week. Bobby and I did that for a long time. We'd always find something really fun, whether it's a new release or something classic on the network. But now it would be on Peacock, and Peacock doesn't have everything transferred over yet, so it'd be kind of hard to find something if it's not on the network. But maybe we'll bring that back. We'll bring that back from the dead here on the channel. But the meme videos are here to stay. So again, if you have cool memes, message us on Facebook, DM on Instagram, shoot us an email. Let us know some cool memes that you find. Would love to highlight them here. But we're going to end up the stream here now. Appreciate Power Gaming, Downfall Wrestling, TEW Wrestling, Salme, Sleeping Collectibles for joining the stream. Really, really appreciate you guys stopping by. We got 7 likes on the video tonight. That is so cool. Like, I'm still amazed at all this stuff. But one last time, if you haven't liked the video, give it a big thumbs up right now. Would love to get a quick like spike before we end the stream. And one last time before we go. Wrestling with Fans every Tuesday and Thursday. The new home of Wrestling with Fans is on Tuesday nights, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on YouTube. And of course, my stinger doesn't work. I got to fix that stinger. Facebook.com/Wrestling with Fans, YouTube.com/Wrestling with Fans, Instagram.com/Wrestling with Fans. Hawk smash the like button on Facebook. Super click all over that subscribe button. And powerbomb that follow button. I'll come up with something fun for that. Follow us across social medias. Download or stream the shows at any time at WrestlingWithFans.com. New audio shows every Saturday morning at 6:05 a.m. Eastern. Start your weekend off right with Wrestling with Fans, or you can take us on the go. Download us to your favorite podcast listening device. That little gimmick you got in your pocket. Just search Wrestling with Fans podcast. We're on Apple, Google, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Stitcher. We're on all the big ones. And, of course, WWFshow@gmail.com is the email. And I haven't plugged it all night. KC Toy Show. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. All down there in the description. So follow us there. I've been trying to keep up with Instagram. Posted a few pictures there. Chris and I just filmed some more unboxing videos this weekend. And we actually have a fun video. I'm really excited whenever this one goes up. I had Jen and Chris's significant other, Mal. We got the girls to unbox like a dozen toys. They're action figures, but they're female characters. It was a lot of fun. We filmed for over an hour with those two. So I really am looking forward to editing that video and getting it up for you guys. What we're doing, I know we haven't posted a lot of content to the KC Toys YouTube. That's because I'm trying to get several weeks worth of content ready. So that way we can, make a schedule and upload videos while we film new stuff. So that all is coming very soon. So I have several videos completed. Got several more to edit. But guys, that's going to do it for this stream here. Again, I'll be back on Thursday evening, 8 p.m. Eastern. So make sure you tune in. Somebody says, I personally love hardcore punk. I've never really been a big fan. I know it's a pretty popular genre of music. It's just, I don't know why I've just never gotten into it. I don't know why. I listen to just about everything else but really like punk music. But to each their own. You guys all have a wonderful evening. Thank you all for watching. Once again, my name is Kyle. I'll see you on Thursday right here on YouTube. This has been Wrestling with Fans.